What's up, Marvel Snappers? Today we have a new Hot Location Bar Sinister. For those of you that don't know, hot locations will appear in 60% of your games for the next day, so you can expect to see this in more of your matches than not. Now, this was a featured location only a month and a bit ago, but now it's being repeated as a hot location and will be more often than when it was featured. And Bar Sinister fills the whole lane with the card you play there and can be used for a lot of busted combos. We'll go over some cards that you can use to take advantage of this, and hopefully it gives you some ideas of what to brew next. We'll start with a couple of cards from just Series 1 in case you've just recently started playing the game. A great way to take advantage of Bar Sinister is to play Nightcrawler, because then you get 4 copies of Nightcrawler and you can move them out to different locations. And what you can actually do with Nightcrawler is control how many open spaces are at that location. So you play Nightcrawler to Bar Sinister, and then the primary combo moves one Nightcrawler out and plays a blue Marvel, giving your entire board +1 power. And then you can follow that up on the final turn by moving the remaining 3 Nightcrawlers out and playing Onslaught to get 3 Onslaughts that will all double the blue Marvel's ability. Now, they have recently changed this, if you remember this combo from the featured location. Instead of being exponential, it's now additive, so where previously this would give you an additional 1024 power to every other card on your side of the board, it will now give you a total of +18 with a single blue Marvel. Now, that's still a massive power swing and can definitely win you games. Another Series 1 strategy you can use is play Spectrum. By playing Spectrum to Bar Sinister, you'll get 4 of them, meaning you'll get +8 to each of your ongoing cards, and this is much easier to set up than a 3-card combo, and can be a massive power swing at the end of the game. Another Series 1 trick is using Hulkbuster, because Hulkbuster will create 4 copies of itself and they'll all actually merge, and you'll just end up with one very large Hulkbuster and 3 slots remaining to duplicate even more cards. Moving into some Series 2 cards, another card that you can take advantage of is Vision, who will create 4 Visions and then you're free to move them around. This works very similar to the Nightcrawler, but Vision has a lot more power. Another thing you can do once you're in Series 2 is actually fill Bar Sinister with cheap cards that have powerful effects, and then you can follow that up with a Killmonger to clear all of them out. One example of that is Nova, and with 4 Novas created, if you Killmonger to destroy all 4, you will get +4 to your entire board, and then your Bar Sinister is open and you're free to play cards there again. You can also take advantage of cards like Korg or Iceman to disrupt the opponent and get a similar effect. You can also Yondu to destroy 4 of your opponent's cards, which can be a really funny way to mess with their deck. Now, moving into Series 3, the card you have to be the most scared of is Green Goblin, because if the opponent plays Green Goblin to Bar Sinister, they will create a Green Goblin, it will move to your side of the board, and then they will make 4 copies of Green Goblin, 3 of which will move to your side of the board until your board is completely filled, and they will be left with a lone Green Goblin, giving them -3, but you -12, and now you are unable to play to that location. So playing something like a Nightcrawler or some kind of 1-cost card you want to destroy for value can be a way to counteract that strategy. You can also use Hobgoblin, but because it happens at a much later turn, it's much riskier if the opponent plays a card there first. Although if you have priority, you still have the option to give them 3 Hobgoblins, and then they only get to keep the 1 card because it will flip and then their board will be full. Some fun cards you can duplicate in Series 3 are Cerebro, where it will give +8 to your highest power cards and can be a great way to win the other 2 locations, even though you'll actually have 0 power in Bar Sinister. You can also use Thor, who will create 4 total copies of itself, shuffling in 4 Mjolnirs into your deck, and then as you draw them, they give each of the Thors +6, and is a way to get an incredible amount of power into that Bar Sinister lane. You can also use Dracula, who will create all the copies of itself, and then each one can potentially discard an Apocalypse. And the way Apocalypse works is it returns back to your hand and gains the +4, so each successive Dracula will end up discarding an even larger Apocalypse, and it can also be a way to push an absolute incredible amount of power into the location. A fun thing you can potentially do too is play Dr. Octopus. If your opponent has not committed a card there yet, or it's turn 5 and you have priority, you'll be able to pull 3 to 4 cards out of their hand and plop them all into the location, and then you will get 3 more Dr. Octopuses, giving you a total of 40 power, and if the average power of the cards in your opponent's hand is less than 10, not only will you have disrupted their hand, you will be able to win the location. Now, there are a lot more crazy things you're going to be able to do with this location, but hopefully that gives you some ideas to start building a few decks and give it a try for the day. As always, if you have any questions or feedback for me, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.